Hi, my name is Chika Kubodo and you're watching African Free Press Television. In today's episode of Talking Points, we shall be looking at some of the allegations that have been leveled by the EFCC against former Minister of Petroleum, Mrs. Diezani Alison Madueke. Is Mrs. Madueke Nigeria's worst and most corrupt oil minister as being alleged by the EFCC, or is she a victim of political persecution? A classic case of giving a dog a bad name in order to hang it. Why is the anti-graft agency desperate to nail Mrs. Madueke at all costs, or are they doing their jobs as required by law? This and many other issues are questions agitating the minds of many people. What does the EFCC have against Mrs. Diezani Madueke? We shall be looking at that when we return. What does the EFCC have against Mrs. Diezani Madueke? First was the allegation of the missing $50 billion. The whistleblower this time was no less a person than the CBN governor under President Goodluck Jonathan Malam Sanusi, now Emir. When confronted to substantiate his outlandish claim, the CBN governor backed down on the figures. But the damage to the reputation of our honorable minister has already been done. It also happened that the former CBN governor was hand in glove pursuing the regime change and power returning back to the north. An audit review instituted by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation and conducted by PricewaterhouseCoopers accounting firm to audit the accounts of NNPC vindicated Mrs. Madueke as there was no evidence of billions of dollars missing. Not even the obvious lack of evidence is enough to discourage APC-led government from chasing its fortune hunt to locate the alleged $50 billion owned by Diezani. Last year, Al Jazeera Television Network released a video reporting the EFCC seized a house worth $18 million which allegedly belonged to Diezani Madueke. According to the media, the EFCC also recovered jewelry worth $2 million from the same house. Investigation and inquiry into the claims by the EFCC has shown that the house in question belongs to a Kola Aloko and not Diezani. The former minister who refuted the EFCC claim has since challenged the agency, its claim with documented evidence because such a property must have a title. Interestingly, the EFCC has not released or made available a valid certificate of occupancy to prove the property in question actually belongs to Mrs. Diezani Alison Madueke. Similarly, there was another claim by the EFCC who is said to have discovered Mrs. Madueke's hidden estates in her native states, Bayelsa and Banana Island, Lagos. With further investigation, it was discovered that there was nothing hidden about the estate, which was a family house to the Maduekes in her native state, Bayelsa. As minister, she publicly declared property as part of her assets before the Code of Conduct Bureau. The question is, can a publicly declared asset by a public officer before a government agency also become a hidden asset? Why the growing industry of lies against Mrs. Madueke? What informed the desperation of the anti-graft agency? In another related development, some social media channels close to the EFCC claim the agency recovered a whopping $800 million from the private homes of Mrs. Madueke. By every stretch of imagination, $800 million is a lot of money. For an agency that loves to hug the media spotlight like ants love to hug sugar, would it not have made good viewing to put videos or pictures of the alleged $800 million for the world to see, just as in the recent cases of the INEC officials and the former Group MD of NNPC? Where is the $800 million? Why is the CBN, which rightly should be holding custody of such an amount of money, mute? With all this being said, it is apparent that EFCC does not sound believable. Despite the flip-flops of the EFCC and its unproven allegations against the former oil minister, looking at her stellar record all through her career, breaking barriers in the petroleum sector to surpass every expectation, is it possible that there are forces desperate to tarnish her image and pull her rising profile down? Or could it be that there are forces, individuals, and groups who are not happy at the firmness with which she handled the affairs of the NNPC, as it wasn't favorable to their rather selfish interests? Questions are being raised about the authenticity of the allegations brought against Diezani Madueke. And as a result of EFCC's conduct, actions, and inactions, it is patently apparent that Nigerians are no longer easily led to believe fables and sensational untruths. There are Nigerians who believe Mrs. Madueke is one of the best ministers of petroleum. The Nigerian Content Act is an example of her performance. Also, the inclusion of the people of southern Nigeria is also a pointer to that. Before her time as oil minister, 85% or more of the people that transact oil business, either as product importers or crude oil sales and lifting, are from a particular section of the country, as they have controlled the mechanism for so long. She became a product of hate by this group not because she was incompetent or a thief looting Nigeria blind. It is advisable that Nigerians look at the two sides of every story, especially those brought about by the current government, as there is an obvious but dangerous power play going on in the country, playing in the mind of the people. And that brings us to the end of today's segment of Talking Points. For more information, you can visit our website at www.africanfreepress.com, like us on Facebook at African Free Press, and follow us on Twitter at African Free Press. Till we meet again, my name is Chika Okubadu, and this is African Free Press Television. Thanks for watching.